Welcome back to another vlog. The sun is very, very, very bright today, but it is Saturday. It is in the afternoon already. I think it's just past 12, and I'm just waiting in the car for Jason quickly. We are at the macro, and this place is so full and buzzing, and he's just grabbing something quickly that he needs. So I'm just chilling here. I just didn't I don't want to go into this shop now with all these masses of people. So I am just waiting for him quickly. But we've been running some errands this morning. I got some fun stuff, which I can't wait to show you. But I'll do that when we get home. But the plan for today, or for this afternoon, is to actually start unpacking that TV unit that I showed you in the last vlog. So I think we're going to do that this afternoon. We are just both starving. We haven't had any food for today. So I don't know, we're going to go home and most probably eat like a lunch, and then we will start that process. I wasn't aware that we're going to take the whole thing off the wall today. And then this morning we were chatting, and I have one idea of okay, cool, we're going to start just taking all the things that's on the shelves off. And then he had the idea that we're actually going to take everything off the wall. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We obviously had a little bit of misaligned idea, but that's fine. It's, to be honest with you, the more we can get done, the better, I would say. It just might be a little bit messy, which I mentioned in, I think, last week's vlog, I get overstimulated quite quickly with clutter. So I can imagine that the weeks coming up I might not feel the best mentally when everything stands around, but that's fine. It's only temporarily. But yeah, we had a great morning. It was extremely rainy when we left, around 8:45. We left the apartment this morning, and it was pouring down, which again, it's my favorite. So that was a lot of fun. And we went to some fabric stores, which I'll show you what I got and what my idea is with that. And then we went to this very, very cool place. I think it's called, it might not be Woodheads. I think it's Woodhead or Woodheads or something like that. It's in town, and I don't know what area that's called. I don't know the area, but it's in the CBD, and it's a leather place, but it's so cool. And I've never been to a leather place like that locally ever, but it's just such a cool building, and inside there's small pockets of things. So the one section is where you can choose leather straps for a belt, and you can choose which buckle you want and the sizing and all that. And then they actually make the belt for you and assemble it and stuff, and it's very affordable. So I got a belt, and then there's other stuff slippers, there's handbags, there's duffel bags, all these leather goods, and it's really affordable for the quality that you get. So I do want to go back there. I also got 2 pillowcases from there, which was crazy. I'll show you later on, and the pricing and stuff, but it's bizarre what I paid for it. And then another section of that shop is big pieces of leather if you want to do upholstery of furniture and stuff, and cowhide and all those kind of things. So there's that section in that shop. And then when you walk on to a different section, there's everything that you need to make shoes, all the little pieces and everything you need to make a shoe, which is just very cool to see. So the shop is an experience. So I would highly recommend. I didn't know that it exists, but anyway, so I think it's really cool. And yeah, that's what we did. And then we just got some stuff now from the Galma for the cupboards that we needed. And then Jason's just picking something up at the macro. Yeah, I think we'll go home after this. I don't think there's any other errands we need to run. But it was a very successful morning in terms of the things that we were able to get. I also feel a lot better than I did this earlier this week. Headaches are gone. So I do feel 100%, which is really great. But I'll chat to you later when we start doing our things. And I'll show you what we're up to. And then I'll show you also all the fun goods that we got this morning. And I think everything was pretty much a steal, in my opinion. So I feel good about that. The one thing I do want to say is when we went to the fabric store, I now have this idea that I want a Roman blind in our bathroom. And I don't want to pay a lot of money for someone to custom make one for me. So we are going to attempt to make it ourselves. I've watched some videos and stuff like that. So we need to figure out the finer detail about what exactly we're supposed to be doing. I mean, Jason has a really good idea already of what we need and how do you kind of make the thing. But at the fabric store we went to this morning, there was a sample of exactly the material that I want, and it's a stripy kind of fabric, but they need to they need to contact the supplier to. They don't stock it in the shop. They only stock the samples, but they don't actually have the material there. So I'm waiting for her to call me back. She said she'll call me back next week. She just confirmed the exact price per meter. So when she calls me back, then I'll make the decision if I'm gonna go with that. But it's a really, really nice fabric. So that's the plan. That's a different DIY that I don't know when we're going to do. But yeah, fingers crossed. It looks not simple to make it, but it doesn't look extremely difficult either. So I don't know, we'll see. We just got back from the shops. So I want to show you what we got that I'm so excited about. So first up, this is the belt that I got at the leather place called Woodheads. Yes, Woodheads. So I chose a gold brassy buckle, and then this is just a brown leather strap. As you can see, I think this is a 35mm one, the thickness. There was, I think, 38, 40, 45, it ranges up, and then there's obviously also ones that's thinner. But I just wanted a standard one that can go into any little thingy on pants. So that's what they made for me, and I'm very happy. You do get other ones with some stitching on them and stuff like that, but I just took the standard one. So yeah, this is what I got. So I'm very excited because I don't have a brown belt like this with a brassy buckle. Anyway, they have a lot of options for buckles, and they have black leather, a light leather, then a tan, and then this darker brown, and then they have a lot of options when it comes to the buckles. So I would highly recommend. And then I wasn't planning on buying anything other than that there, but then I was walking around the shop and I've been looking for pillowcases for decorative pillows, and then they have these, and I've been very into stripes, kind of subtle stripes. This is, as you can see, it's a green, light green, and then a creamy linen-y fabric, and at the back they're just plain material. But I got two of these, and then two of a more reddy color, which over Christmas period could look really nice, and they were 100 rand each, which is a big deal because I haven't been able to find pillowcases or sleeves like this for decorative pillows. That's 100 rand for this big of a size though. This is not, this is quite a big pillow, and normally they are either like ugly or they are very expensive, so having a piping around it and like being quite nice like material as well as just like the print on it for $100, I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. So that's why we go to the wood heads place. Then this is the actual project that I want to work on. So the plan is basically I got this idea that I want to make my own lampshade. It sounds silly, but I've seen it being done quite easily, I would say. And I don't know why I've never thought about that before, because I cannot find lampshades that I like in terms of the aesthetic that I'm going for. So basically, we bought some wall sconces for the kitchen. I want a little small cottage feely wall sconce in the kitchen, and the ones I did find online is like 2,000 and up. I'm not paying 2,000 Rand for one lamp. That's just not happening, especially like a small wall sconce. I no, just no. So that's how I ended up looking at ideas on Pinterest of how to do it myself. Anyway, so we went to a fabric store, the actual one that I actually bought my wedding dress material from. It's like tried and true. They're in Woodstocky, not Woodstock, more like, I don't know, you know where the castle is? It's like there. So their prices are really good, and it's just a nice shop, and they've always come through. So, but what I did was I bought a little small lamp. This is a taste that we're doing, but I do like a little small table lamp as well, also in like a cottagey feel. And until we wait like for the wall sconce to arrive, because we ordered that online, I was like, cool, I'm gonna find like a very affordable little small lamp that I'm gonna like test this on and see if it works and like, you know, how easy it is, so that I don't mess up the actual wall sconce when it gets here. So I bought this at Sheet Street. We went to Miss Fry's home, Pep Home, Jet Home section, and Sheet Street. And this was the best one for what I wanted. So this was $129.99. And this is not, like on the camera, it looks white, like pure white, but it's like a creamy off-whitey color. And then it has this very not nice shade. So the plan is I bought this material from the fabric store, which I love. And the plan is to basically wrap this around the shade. So it just has like kind of leaves. It's like a creamy color with the red then. So that's kind of the plan, is to wrap this around the lampshade and then see what that looks like. So hopefully that will work. But then the fabric store next door, I got this on a sale, which is also a very lovely print. So it's also like a linen-y, you know, off-white creamy color with little purple and pink flowers on it. So it could also work for, you know, dressing it in like a little lampshade. So yep, that's basically the situation. So that's what I got at the fabric store. And then obviously we're waiting on them to hear back for the material on if we're going to do a Roman blind in the bathroom. So yeah, I'm in my DIY era, I guess. I think that this is going to be interesting because I wouldn't say that it comes naturally to me. But Jason's very DIY, very handy, so I kind of take guidance from him and he like helps me with these things. So I think I've gotten better in terms of ideas and my approach and understanding what works and what doesn't. But this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to use like the glue gun to wrap this stuff. Like I watched the video of someone doing it on Pinterest like over and over, so I feel like I have a good enough idea of how to do this, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be successful. And I don't also know where this little lamp is going to go once I've like done this now. I'm trying to figure out, because the one thing I don't like is it has a black cord. I need a white one. It also is like black there, which maybe you won't see really, but I think I'm going to ask Jason to replace this with white. Depends on where I'm going to put it. I don't really know. Like, I'm trying to think, like, where are we going to put this? Because the wall sconce will go into the kitchen. Because at first I was like, let's just put a little lamp there. Maybe the lamp can be there until I get a wall sconce. I don't know. I don't know yet. We can figure that out another time. But for now, it's very cutesy. And I'm very excited about my material. There was like so many options of good stuff there's like 3 material shops next to one another in that little space, and they all had amazing options. It's just, it can get quite expensive, and I also don't want to buy too much and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I want to like test this out, give this a go, and then we can like reevaluate what the plan is going forward. I'm also trying to, just figure out like how to work with material. I didn't do like, sewing class or any of that in school, so I don't really know how any of that works. So that's something I need to figure out, because I did like see the most beautiful material at the first shop, and it's perfect for more of these decorative big pillows. And I'm like, I want to make pillowcases basically like the same as this, it just has a different print, and it's beautiful. It's like flowery, but it's like a blue color. I don't know how to describe it. It's just really pretty, but it is pricey. It's like quite thick, so it feels luxurious. It feels nice and thick, but I don't want to buy it and then I don't know how to make a pillowcase, and I need to, figure out how to work the machine and stuff like that. So that's not something that I'm going to purchase immediately now. I just want to get this lampshade DIY project like done and hopefully be a success. And then I think I'll venture into the Roman blind, or something that Jason's definitely going to help me with. So I'm like comfortable in that space. But I think a pillowcase is something that maybe it's very easy, I don't know. I don't know about the piping, the border, because I do like it and I think it creates for sure an extra level of like, I don't know, elegance, I would say. It just levels up the pillow. So I'm not 100% sure how you even add that in here. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone else knows how to do that. It's just me. I mean, I can kind of see what they did here. But anyway, the point is that that's kind of the goal, that I be able to make stuff like that for myself, just because just what I'm looking for is either extremely expensive in the shops, or it's just there isn't something that I like, and I just want to be able to take control of these things myself and source some fabric and then make things to the sizes that I need them and just stuff like that. Because I also don't want to go and buy actual pillows all the time, because we don't need that many inners. So I just need a bunch of pillowcases so I can kind of rotate them. That's kind of the idea, because if you live in an apartment like this, there's not a lot of space for storage, especially like pillows, that's big. So I just want pillowcases so I can rotate them through the seasons and stuff like that. Anyway, that's my spiel, but it was very successful. I'm like very, very happy about the purchases. I'm just a little bit nervous about the DIY, I must say. Like, I'm a little bit nervous. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. There's a lot of things that I am comfortable in doing. This is not necessarily one of them. So when you have a husband that's really good at these things, it can be a little bit intimidating, I would say. even though he's very good at like helping and showing me and guiding me through it, it's something that I'm not necessarily very confident in. But at least I know when it like flops or I don't know what the next step is, he's here to help me, which is great. It's almost 2 o'clock now, so we have around 4 hours to do as much as we can there. He says he thinks it's going to take longer. I say for sure we're going to do it in that amount of time. So like, I don't know. Normally I am really great with gauging how long things take. He not so much. But I don't know. So I don't know who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong. But anyway, let me go and I just want to snack on something because I said like we haven't had anything to eat and I don't want to eat like a meal now, seeing as we're going to go out for dinner tonight. So I actually just want to snack on fruit, like an apple, nachi, something like that, and maybe drink a nice coffee because it's freezing inside the apartment right now. I had my big puff on today, like when we went out, and that thing is warm. But in here, I am freezing, but I don't want to walk around with a puffer. It's just not a vibe. So, I don't know. I just needed like a warm drink and just something to keep me going until we go eat out. Because I love to go to a restaurant when I am like ravenous. It just makes the meal feel so much better. But anyway, let me go and see what there is to eat, and then we're going to start the grafting. So we are just about to pick up some takeaway sushi. It is storming outside, which is lovely, but it is a little bit scary on the road, I would say. Some people drive like crazy in this rain. So everyone knows Cape Townians, when they drive in the rain, when winter comes, it's kind of a mess. But anyway, so we're just picking up sushi quickly. We were gonna go out to sit down and eat, and then ended up deciding to come here. So I don't normally like to sit in the specific place we're picking up sushi from. it's not really like my vibe because it's in a mall. I don't want to go sit in a mall now. So we're just picking this up and then going home. I don't think we're gonna continue working tonight because we're a little bit tired now. We made a lot of progress, like a lot of progress. This afternoon, the last of the wall bands need to come off and then we're good to go. But the place is a mess and it's going to be a mess now for a while, which is not great. But yeah, we did make a lot of progress. So hopefully, I'm thinking I'm going to do my lamp DIY tomorrow, especially if it's still going to rain like this. I think that would be like a fun rainy day project that I can do. Might be very therapeutic to sit and figure it out. But yeah, so we made a lot of progress. I think majority of things, I think there's like one bin where we put stuff in that needs to go down to the garage. Not a lot of stuff was thrown away because, I mean, I told you that's kind of a mission with Jason. He doesn't really like that. So because of that, we had to kind of keep some stuff. But other than that, I think we're going to keep majority of stuff there. It's more about how we're going to organize everything, which is going to be interesting to see if we agree on the layout and all those things. But other than that, yeah, it's all good. It was just, I would say it didn't take too long, but some of those things were very heavy, and because of my back, I can't really assist Jason in picking up those heavy things because that just is a no for me, and it's not worth it for me to get my back into some sort of situation again. So he had to do some of the heavy lifting himself, and I tried to assist where I could, but I'm very cautious when it comes to stuff like that. He knows that. So it was a little bit of mission at points, especially to take down the bottom cupboard, but other than that, it was great. And things were dusty. That's the one thing. A lot of things were dusty, so it was nice to wipe things down. And that's about it. So yeah, this mission will continue, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be until like the whole thing is done, because I know there's some, like, we're debating on like certain parts of the cupboard yet in terms of what I want it to look like versus what's like the reality of it. So yeah, we'll see. I will tackle that when we get to that point. Even though it's not massive progress, it's still progress nonetheless, and that makes me feel really good. But this is such a rainy eve, and we are just ready to go, get into bed. But we haven't had sushi in a while, so it is a nice treat, because sushi in general is an expensive thing, so we don't do it too often. And it's also, we're pretty selective of like where we buy sushi, because not everything is and tastes great, and sometimes they snake you with like the amount of rice that they put on, so it looks like a big, sizable portions, and then actually you're eating rice and there's like no like salmon or tuna in it, which is crazy. This place for the most part has always come through, and their stuff it's a good value for money. It's not Willoughby's by no means, but the rugby is tonight, and I'm not sitting in traffic to get to the waterfront to go and eat sushi at Willoughby's. There's like no way. The roads are crazy busy and people do not know how to drive, so I'm not going to the waterfront. Anyway, that's the story, but I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you for watching and spending the afternoon with us, but I'll see you in my next video. Bye.